Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're focusing on the wildly popular Fallout series and how you can recreate it with just quite a few simple but massive mods. And I kinda am aiming to make this short and as sweet as possible, but I do hope you guys end up enjoying enough to hit that like button down below and subscribe to the channel for future content. But as of right now, let's dive right in. The first mod up today, and one I just recently showcased, but if we're gonna make it look like the Fallout series, then we have to overhaul the landscape first. And to do that, we'll just be using a simple mod called Desperados by Spiferino. I didn't really show this mod enough love in my previous video before, but this mod is such a simple but massive mod. It completely overhauls Fallout 4 Wasteland into something you might actually love to explore. Or maybe hate it because it might be hard for survival. But of course it doesn't get rid of any animals or raiders. You'll still have the same amount of enemies or animals you have in your game. So it might look a little weird with so many of them running around with no trees to cover behind them. But if we're going to recreate the desert of the Fallout series, then this is it. And I do know I say but a lot, but I'm working on it. But Desperados doesn't just turn the entire wasteland into a desert. There are still some trees and actually lush areas around the Commonwealth, like namely right near the Gunner Plaza. So I guess it kind of makes sense why they actually made a base there. Probably for the water. But strangely enough, there's also the glowing sea. That place is completely lively now. Definitely different from the Fallout 4 that you're used to, growing with trees and grass. But it is still overrun with overpowered radioactive monsters like Deathclaws. But at least it looks beautiful now. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see many zombie-like ghouls or any super mutants at all, unless maybe I missed it. Honestly, for the sake of immersion, I highly suggest more feral ghouls. It was either this or feral ghoul expansion pack, but I definitely prefer this one because it sticks very closely to the vanilla Fallout 4 look, and it reminds me of the show, mainly due to the fact that it has a lot of different ghoul types, but they all stay closely to the human skeleton, so there's no huge monsters that you have to look out for, just like in the game, besides that one thing that was in a river that I don't really remember what it was. And due to the fact that some of them look human, sometimes if you didn't tell by the animation, you may confuse them for a regular human ghoul that you can talk to. Just like you see them walking around in cities like Good Neighbor. I really do wish we got to see more ghouls, but considering there's a season 2 already in the works, I'm sure we'll get to see more. But this is definitely the closest you're going to get what the TV show has to offer. But if you really want more monster-like enemies in your game, I highly recommend Feral Ghoul Expansion Pack. That one is great also. But a quick disclaimer, you can actually use both the mods together, more Feral Ghouls and Feral Ghoul Expansion Pack. But honestly, that's pure chaos to your brain. You'll pretty much never know what you'll get. And the way to make it work is with 4S GIMP patch. He made it for himself, but he decided to share with us. But maybe that's a good thing for the chaos. If you want to try it, then I would recommend going and get that. And as for the Brotherhood of Steel, honestly, there isn't much you can do to these guys without breaking your game. Even if you don't notice it immediately, it will happen later on. So I'm going to share what I use. For their looks, I use Look At Me Brotherhood of Steel Redux Edition, which does have a few requirements, but once you get past those, when you get in game to look at what they actually did to the Brotherhood of Steel, you'll definitely understand why I recommended this. I mean, sure, you can always modernize these guys into Modern Warfare or something like that, but you wouldn't be watching this video if that's what you wanted. You still wanted that Fallout 4 look, and this is perfect for that. I'm actually really glad I got to finally show this mod some love because it is absolutely perfect for the Brotherhood of Steel option, especially the free texture by Furby overhauling the Brotherhood's base outfit without making it look too new because I mean it is still a wasteland and I doubt they're commonly washing their clothes. And just one more mod for the Brotherhood because we are focusing solely on the look of them rather than completely overhauling them. Because otherwise I could make an entire video on these guys if you want to completely overhaul them and the other factions. But instead we're going to focus on overhauling the Prydwen instead, with my favorite Prydwen overhaul, which ironically is named yet another Prydwen overhaul. And yes, this does feature a PRP patch because you're going to need it. This mod massively changes up the interior of the Prydwen, but in an immersive way. It doesn't completely change it so that it's unrecognizable, which is the main reason why I'm using it, but the changes are significant enough that you will notice the additions immediately as soon as you walk into the Prydwen. Like adding more NPCs to the Prydwen so it won't feel so empty. It also adds in more rooms for those said NPCs and beds for them to sleep on, just for immersive reasons. It even overhauls the medical facilities so that there's actual blood on the floor. I'm not sure whose blood that is, but it is there now. This mod also, which is surprising, didn't increase my draw calls, but like I said, if you don't have the PRP patch then your draw calls may be huge and there will be some unfortunate flickering. Unless you don't use PRP, then you won't need the patch, but I advise to get that. Just a quick cut in for a simple mod that I actually enjoy. We have Lucy's Vault-Tec backpack, which she was wearing early in the show before everything unfortunate happened to her. This backpack can be found just outside of Vault 111 inside of a green capsule, and I know you probably watched my previous video where I used a different mod, Project Apocalyptic Commonwealth Vault 111, which is a standalone of a bigger mod, but that mod pretty much completely overhauled the area, so it might not seem like this backpack is compatible, but it definitely is, and you can still easily find it in the same location. And also, for people that want to edit it, you can also turn it brown if you're tired of the Vault-Tec look. That is up to you though, but I'd at least thought I'd give this backpack a showcase, considering how popular it is, and hopefully I can bring it more endorsements. Now I'm going to be bringing attention to the vaults of Fallout 4, so the vault suits and the actual vaults, especially since the vault suit is what I get a lot of questions about. And the main vault suit that you probably see me using a lot is Proto Vault Suit. This mod is a replacer at base, but there are patches to turn this into a standalone, but I doubt you'll be using the vault suit too much after you leave the vault anyway, so it doesn't really matter. There are multiple variations of this vault suit also that you really don't see many people using in showcases, because the most basic blue one is the most immersive one to me, so I pretty much stick with that one. But if you want your suit to look like the vault suits from the Fallout TV show, which were a little baggy actually and not very tight like in Fallout 4, I know just the mod. And that mod is Classic Vault Outfits Pack, adding in a few vault suits to your game that have the styles of closer to Fallout 3, which is closer to what the TV show was aiming for. All of these vault suits can be crafted at a chem station, and you can also modify the number on the back, but to get Vault 33, because that one wasn't in until the TV show on your back, you'll need an add-on, which is also from the same mod author named Vault 33 Jumpsuit Addon. This mod just makes it so that you can wear the 33 on your back once you edit these outfits. But because it is just an add-on, you will still need the main mod. And that will pretty much get you to where you need to be in terms of the Vault suit. These are standalone though, so you can still use the Proto Vault suit because that one is a replacer. But this also has a patch to become the base game Vault suit replacer, which is what I would advise to go with if you prefer this. But in terms of overhauling the vault itself, that's pretty much the fun part. But unfortunately, there aren't many non-game breaking vault overhauls, but the main one that I use is Immersive Vault 111. This is a super simple vault overhaul that just makes it look like people actually lived in this vault, which is very similar to a scene that we see in the Fallout series, but I am trying my best not to give spoilers here. Aside from adding just new clutter to the vault and dead skeletons, and actually rearranging furniture, it also allows for us to get the Pip-Boy much earlier into the vault playthrough, which makes more sense because now I can actually check my ammo. I would advise to sort this correctly though, because it can cause some flickering otherwise, but I mean that's just Fallout 4 being Fallout 4 because it is tricky to mod. And then there's also the main mod you've been seeing me use in this video. I wasn't going to include it because it doesn't really have anything to do with the show, but may as well. This mod is called Project Apocalyptic Commonwealth Vault 111. It completely overhauls the exterior of the vault, adding new enemies and more skeletons just to show that they at least tried to survive outside the vault. I won't go into much detail about this mod since this is my own personal entry and it has nothing to do with the show. Like I said, it's just something I recommend to try out. But now for the last section, and if it's one thing that we can all agree on about the TV show, is that it was very, very brutal. Body parts were pretty much flying everywhere in every episode. So we're going to recreate that starting with one simple mod, which is a well-known mod called Better Locational Damage. You could use live dismemberment instead for a more simple approach, but it hasn't been updated in years, and it does have quite a few bug reports. With the MCM, you can also configure what weapons dismember and also what parts can be dismembered by said weapon. I mean, you do still need a compatible body such as CBBE to even see the dismemberment happen. Otherwise, you will never get to see it. I mean, I'm not really sure how much I can show before YouTube gets angry and censors this video, but this is definitely a must-have for recreating what the Fallout TV series was actually going for. I was actually kind of sad that they were going to probably PG-13 it, but nope, they kept every single bit of blood that there could be. The other gore mod that you're gonna want to grab just to complete this and make it perfect is actually pretty similar to the other mod, but instead for energy weapons. And for that, we will be using Cross Crit Gore-verhaul. This mod basically replaces the kill effect when you get a kill with the laser based gun. Enemies will burn or simply turn into a new texture of goo. That was already pretty much in Fallout 4, you just didn't see it as much. But this is a completely cosmetic mod, so it isn't going to change your game into a laser focused wasteland. But it does make lasers much cooler now, because otherwise, without this mod, I probably wouldn't even use laser weapons. This mod and better locational damage is absolutely essential in getting the game to feel the same as the Fallout TV show. Well, mainly better locational damage, since we didn't really get to see any laser weapons in the show. Or did we? Honestly, that was pretty much it for a simple and quick way to overhaul your Fallout 4 into a true wasteland like in California in the TV show. Let me know what you thought down below in the comments, but as of right now, I hope you have a great rest of your day. And also don't forget to leave a like on the video.